at his own table, this black deed must surely curse the entire species. Even the most depraved acts of humanity pale in comparison to the robin's wickedness. Like idiot rapists, they commit their foul deeds with neither foresight nor hindsight. They live entirely in the present. Living beyond space and time, their god is the awful seething maelstrom of chaos at the center of the unfeeling universe.
This is the Onion News Network.
A Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What's going on over here?
Donald Trump is in a world he is not familiar with. This is not real estate. This is the WWE.
Donald Trump has to get his hands dirty himself. Trump has to grow up and get involved here. Hey, look at this! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Oh my God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump! This McMahon!
Gay anarchist sex. The final frontier. These are the voyagers of flaming freedom. Its continuing mission? To explore strange new worlds. To seek out new fetishes and sexual positions. To boldly go where no podcast has gone before. All right, queers, listen up. This is your captain speaking. The hosts of this program have slaved away in their sex dungeon to bring you this audio file. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It starts out rough. Might even hurt. After a bit of lube and some gentle caressing, I think you'll start to enjoy it. Flaming Freedom, the queerest generation. Hey, what's going on, queers? Welcome to the show. This is Flaming Freedom. Thank you for joining us this Thursday, August 13th, 2015. How's everybody doing today?
Doing great.
Good. We got Joe Jarvis with us. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be here.
Back from Iceland, and
yes.
I want to hear about that. And we also have Steven Zeiler of Free Talk SF.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Steven. You're looking good. You just come from the gym?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice. Wow. All right. So, yeah, we've got a time zone difference. You're over there on the West Coast, the best coast, in San Francisco, where you talk about increasing freedom, empathy, and independence in San Francisco. Did I get it right?
That's right. That's for everyone in San Francisco, but just us in San Francisco.
Joe Jarvis, how was your trip to Iceland?
Iceland was a great time. Actually, you know what? Can I start by I have this bottle of Icelandic liquor, so I figured I haven't opened it yet, and I figured I would just open it on the show and start drinking it.
Yeah, Mazel tov.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that seems like the theme on this show. That's what we're supposed to do, and you know, I know you posted the video. But Derrick, you posted the video of I'm in the background, I think, also taking a shot, right? In
PorcFest?
Yeah, at PorcFest.
Yeah, I did finally post the video of what was going on at PorcFest. Don't worry, Steven, there's only a minute and 30 seconds total of all the video of what was happening there. You know, my behind the scenes, I was rushing around, I was super drunk. But yeah, the full audio is posted. The full audio is all there. The episode is really something. It stands alone. And so people have been waiting for this a long time. You can go and get it at flamingfreedom.com. It's on page number 2. There have been so many episodes since then that it's already on the second page. So also check us out on iTunes, and if you haven't already done so, you can go join us in the chat room at flamingfreedom.com/live, where we're presenting this show on video as well as audio for you. It's all free.
Good job posting all those backlog of episodes, Derrick.
Thank you, Stephen. You were quite an inspiration for me, so thank you. You and many of the other listeners
Yeah, I'm gonna have to link to it because I think I mentioned that in my PorcFest blog, so I'll have to get back on that. But
Yay! Yes, please do. Thank you.
yeah, so now I have the inspiration of my Icelandic liquor, and I actually posted today on my blog joejarvis.me about witnessing a fight in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland.
I wanted to hear about that. Yeah, that was something that popped up on my Facebook news feed. What was that about? What fight did you witness?
Well, it was so weird too because this is actually the safest country on earth. But I was wandering around at like 2 a.m. and that was normal. You know, the bars were open till 6 a.m. and I had a beer in my hand. Somebody told me it's actually illegal to drink in the open, but every single person does it, and the police, you know, they're not gonna do anything about it. So randomly, two guys are yelling at each other in Icelandic, and I thought they were joking at first because like I don't know what they're saying, and I saw a lot of that kind of joking around, so I was like, they're just, you know, drunk and fucking around. But then one actually like ran at the other and attacked, and one ended up on the ground. I saw there was an opportunity for one of them to really like stomp on the other one, and I think he like stopped himself short. I think they were kind of already like.
He didn't want to kill the guy. He just wanted to hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there was a police van like a quarter of a block up, which was actually kind of rare. I saw more cops today driving to New Hampshire and back. It was like a 3-hour trip than I saw for a week in Iceland, and I'm not exaggerating. But anyway, so the police van rolls up and they all jump out, and one of the guys that was in the fight just bolted anyway, and then the other ones, you know, got talked to for a few minutes by police, and then everybody went on their way.
So
and
that
was that.
I mean, were they in some kind of black and white uniform? Was it blue?
The uniforms looked relatively similar.
Was it like, because in Britain it looks really different. They look like taxi drivers or something almost. They've got the really high equestrian hats, and they've got the checkered like shirts and little like crown on top. It looks really weird and different. But
If these guys were wearing hats, they might have been checkered, but they were, yeah, these guys looked more like they're supposed to stand out so you could like flag them down and ask them for directions or something, as opposed to like, you know, repelling an invading horde or something.
Which country, I wonder, has the sexiest police outfits?
Brazil. It's got to be Brazil.
It's always Brazil.
Everything.
What about the Mounties?
No. They're right out. Anyone that looks like, what was that guy, Doolittle? It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, or Dudley Do Right? Yeah.
Oh no, Brazilian cops are not sexy. They have like RoboCop full body armor suits.
Oh, it is Brazil.
That's not sexy. No.
No, this is not good. Well, what about the short shorts from Nevada?
I'll bet Italy would probably look good. Wait, what did you say?
Well, the cops in Italy are just going to look good. I mean,
Reno
no matter
911.
what. The short shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reno 911 short shorts. Ooh, Italy is stylish. Hey.
All right, I would expect as much. Good job, Italy. What have they got? Can you do a screen share so we can see?
Can I?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Okay.
Dum-da-da-dum, da-da-dum.
I should get my screen share ready because we're going to be talking about the alien impregnation fetish pretty soon.
Yeah, that was kind of creepy at first, but sounds also fun at the same time.
I want to try it. I think that's, you know, I'll try anything once, and, you know, this might be kind of weird and interesting. You know,
see my screen?
It requires a lot of imagination. Yeah. Oh, wait, let's see. Okay, I see your screen.
You got these boys here. Pretty fashionable. They've got those high pants you like.
Yeah.
Then you got these guys. Check this out.
Wow, they look like barons.
Yeah.
They don't look that cool. What? Wait, that's what police get? They get capes and everything?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot that has to go into convincing people that they're legit. So.
Wait. Do I see some cops with leggings and high heels?
Those are female cops.
Oh, okay. Wow.
This cop's pretty fabulous here.
We should all
Hey!
You know, I would expect Asia to have some handsome cops too. I would expect them to have like some nice tight uniforms, not as Western looking maybe. I don't know. So wait, about this alien impregnation fetish. Before we move on to that, I want to know more about Iceland. Do they allow sex in public?
As far as I know, they didn't allow sex in public, but they actually require you to shower naked if you're going to the public pools. You have to shower naked because they're really big into cleanliness. Yeah, so I went a few times.
All right.
It was actually cool. It was a cool cultural thing, really. You know, I mean, America's so repressed.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna change that.
Yeah, I never shower naked here. It's just too weird.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted.
Oh, Ross. So the chat room is alive with what's it called? Pony porn?
Why is that?
No.
Why every time?
Brony porn?
Not every time. It's only special times. I said the word equestrian, the equestrian hats, and someone was like,
Set it off.
Okay, I said this last time, but everybody needs to follow me on Instagram. I posted the picture of the sexiest horse I've ever seen.
"Ooh, a sexy horse."
Ooh.
Yeah, Instagram, Joe Jarvis me. Go look at my Instagram.
I like sexy horses.
Dude, the thing's hair is like, he's like looking at the camera, he knows he's sexy, and his hair is just like waving in front of his face. It's ridiculous.
Oh, hey, you know.
Oh, look at me, I'm a horse.
Horse, you know.
Instagram.joejarvis.me.
No, I don't think it's just at Joe Jarvis me.
See ya.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, check out that horse. Wow. Where did you you didn't see that in person?
No, it was a postcard in Iceland. Yeah, look at that thing.
How do I get there? I don't know how to get there.
To the horse?
Oh, hey, horse.
Isn't he cute? Who does
It's like
he
a
look like?
almost.
He looks like Luke Skywalker.
It's like I got the sly eye going on. His like hair's blowing in the wind.
He's also got a goatee going. He's got a little beard thing underneath his mouth too.
Yeah. Yes.
Looks like a hippie.
Gaga, yes.
Yes!
I live for the applause, applause, applause. I live for the applause, applause, live for the applause, applause, live for the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause, applause. Give me the applause.
Yeah, I can't play too much, or else our video gets flagged. Ridiculous. Hey, do you guys want to talk about the Texas woman whose vagina got searched for pot?
Oh, I heard about that. That's terrible.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I heard she had 3 ounces of pot up there.
Wait a minute. I heard she only had 0.2.
Oh, they actually found pot in there?
Yeah, I thought she had 0.2 grams of pot in her car, not in her vagina. Police searched woman's blah 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 24 blah blah blah.
Was that just like an excuse? Do they just want to look in her vagina?
I think so. I think the cop wanted to look in her vagina. There was no reason for it. Actually, a woman did the search, so it wasn't even the guy. I think it's not about oh, I want to look in your vagina. It's oh, I want to exercise power over you. It's a power thing. It's not a
Right. Well, two could be related, right?
Not really. Not in my opinion, because it seems like it was a male cop who pulled her over, wanted to exercise authority over her, make her embarrass and submit, and he got a female officer to search her and everything.
True.
So he didn't even have to do anything. He didn't get the pleasure of violating her.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
You can sign up to receive
I meant
the
to get
latest
water.
about
I'll
the
be right
Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Are we back here? Back
That's like
on?
we're back.
Yeah.
Flaming freedom.
Having a good time here.
So what do you think?
How's San Francisco?
No, I want to know about Iceland. Is there more
Oh,
freedom there? Are you thinking of moving?
So I would totally move to Iceland if it wasn't dark for half the year, and the hottest it got while I was there was like low 60s. So
That's the hottest it got. I know you don't like the cold.
right. So I could handle it because it's Iceland, so like I kind of expected it. But I mean, it really was such a great place, and it stayed light out till 10:30 at night when I was there because and it got light at like 3 a.m.
Right.
So it was. Yeah, that was awesome, but I just couldn't handle the wind and the cold. But there was a lot of they had a couple of cameras that would take pictures of your car if you're speeding and like send you the ticket, which isn't cool, but it's still preferable to like being pulled over and like have a gun shoved in your face. So I don't know how to feel.
And the inconvenience of like, what if they make you late for work and then you lose your job and then you can't pay your ticket and then everything gets worse. The less interaction I have with the state, the better. By the way, I forgot to ask my co-host today. Are you safe? Have you been contacted by the government?
It depends on what you mean by the government.
I know what I mean. Have you been contacted by the government?
I have avoided the government so far, thank you.
Good.
I did a local interview on a public TV station.
What?
And yeah, I know, right?
Tell me about that. Was it for your book?
Yeah, it was for the book. There's a lady that has like a little local show a couple towns over, and she wanted me to come on, and because she does a little thing with authors, and so I got to discuss anarchy on a public, local station.
Nice. Well done.
Good job.
Thanks.
Hey, in the book there's these private roads. Wouldn't these roads have cameras too? I mean, I would have cameras checked to make sure you had a tag and stuff.
Absolutely. If I owned a road, I would put cameras on it. There's no problem with that. Most of the problems with the rules on the roads that we have now are that we can't agree to them because we're forced into it. We're forced to pay for them, so it's like we can't agree to that. Now, if the roads were private, we could agree to use them or not, and then it's like, well, if they have cameras on their roads and you don't want to, be filmed by the camera, then you don't have to use the road, but you also don't have to pay for it.
The roads are so bad, I can't even believe that that's even an argument that gets brought up anymore.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's like as stupid as the mail. Although there isn't some like solution like email that takes place of the roads. I'd like to see more of those solutions though. The things.
It's gotta be hover cars.
Hover cars? Yeah.
Hover
Uber is doing a good job as a technology replacing the way transportation is done. It sort of offsets the risk involved in being a driver and getting those tickets yourself and submitting to a license and registration, all of that crap. It's taken care of by the Uber drivers. Speaking of, did you guys hear about the 4 Uber drivers who were arrested in L.A.? There was an
Yeah, I saw that.
Crazy. Did you hear about this, Joe?
I did. What are they charging them with, though?
I won't play the video. It's well, I don't know exactly what the charge was. It was basically like operating without a license.
Operating an unlicensed taxi.
Yeah.
So why did they pick these 4? Do they just have to make an example of someone?
I think they.
No, they were the ones that were caught picking up the hot chicks.
Yeah, they put these hot chicks in the road, like, and they were like, tell them that you urgently need to go somewhere, and you just really have to go there, and you want to pick up your friend across the street, and they just entrapped these guys. I mean, they were like, all right, we'll give these women rides, whatever, just being a good Samaritan. And the police, like, woo, came and arrested them for.
There's a lot of hitchhikers in Iceland, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and I picked one up, actually.
So you were driving in Iceland?
Yeah, we rented a car. My friend and I rented a car so that we could see the sights. And I wanted to pick up more, but he was a little timid about it. But we picked up one guy, and he was from Tel Aviv, so that was interesting to hear his perspective.
Tel Aviv is one of the gayest places on earth.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you get ass, gas, or grass?
Yeah, nice.
I actually didn't get anything. I got a nice conversation, and
What?
I know it It was only like 20 kilometers that I carried him, and you just want to be a good guy.
What's 20 kilometers?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that term.
It's probably like 12 miles.
Okay. All right. What else?
Tel Aviv is the gayest place in the Middle East.
I think in the world, it's got such a high.
Right.
Why not? It's got such a high concentration of gay clubs, gay culture. Tel Aviv is super gay.
Gayer than San Francisco?
I don't know. I've never been to Tel Aviv, but this is just what I hear from the people who are from that area.
Reykjavik is pretty gay. They painted one of the streets rainbow for Gay Pride.
Yay! Oh, that's right. You were there during the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
So the place is called Reykjavik, and isn't that where Bjork?
Yeah, Reykjavik.
Isn't that where Bjork?
Yeah. Yes. That's actually all they play on the radio.
Did you see Bjork there?
I did not. I've actually heard that they're like a little bit like they almost like shunned her. Like, oh, you sold out. Like you played to more than like 300,000 people.
Yeah. Aren't there only like 1,000 people in all of Iceland?
It reached 1,000. No, I mean it is
2,000.
Yeah, right.
I hear.
But even the real population is pretty 300,000. That's insanely low.
Oh, that's all. That's what it is. That's what it really is.
Yeah, 300,000.
I don't know. People in the chat room making fun of me. They wanted to know. Shoot, now I've lost it. Well, they made fun of me that Tel Aviv is the gayest place I've never been. They're also saying, do they have sexy cosplay in Iceland?
They had a lot of trolls.
Ew. What are trolls? Like, what do you mean? People dressing up as trolls?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if anybody was dressed up as them, but there's these big trolls like that you could take a picture with in the street, and there's a lot of like elf stuff and like troll stuff that they like make references to.
What's the point of that? What are they supposed to do?
It's kind of like Icelandic folklore. I don't think it really has anything to do with what we're talking about. It just came to my mind.
I'm sure there's some kinky elves.
Yeah. I actually bought my boyfriend a book of magic spells, Icelandic Viking rune magic spells, and that shit gets a little kinky.
What's like an example of a kinky spell? What do they make you do?
Well, there's a lot of like blood involved, and it's from like specific parts of your body. What?
You into blood play?
No. This was more for magic spells. Don't worry.
I just still don't know anyone. I've never, I know a lot of people into kinky fetishes and stuff. We are still going to talk about the one with the egg implantation, but I've never. So back at this place in San Francisco, the Citadel, there was a place for people who are into blood play, needles and just spanking and flogging someone so hard, whipping them until they bleed, and I just still have not seen that. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen that done tastefully. I want to see what that's like. I don't know about that. Blood play. It scares me. It scares the hell out of me. I don't want to bleed.
No, I don't like blood play.
It's close to death for me. Blood.
Well, they were like, "Oh, just clean up the blood. Don't worry about it. Just feel free to bleed. Exactly. We're in the room here."
They were like, "Just don't let it spray on others, but keep doing what you're doing." There, we'll be
as long as it's not spurting out everywhere, you're fine.
Oh my God, that is.
I like how you have the words "alien dildo egg fetish" like underneath you. Like you should say like "expert" after that. Like,
yeah. Hi, my name is Derrick, and I'd like to confess that I am addicted to alien dildo egg fetishes. I have a dildo egg fetish. Man, that would be crazy.
How many dildo eggs do you have in you right now, Derrick?
Only 3 from this morning. Just 3 eggs.
What about that one from last night?
Oh, I forgot about that. That's still there. Yep. I don't know what. How long are people supposed to hold on to these eggs?
Well, until they hatch.
Yeah. I should find a way to put the chat on the screen so that they can be a part of it. Sometimes the Rebel Love Show does this. I also came up with a bit of drops, audio drops that I can use. Yeah, so I'll get ready.
I like that one. That was like a Mario one, right?
It was Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'll
The
be ready.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I'll be ready with that one too.
For the
Alright.
egg one, yeah, that's a good one.
Right. So I'll get that ready. Coming up. Oh,
So I
man.
lost my speeding ticket trial.
The one in. Oh shoot. Was that in Keene? I think I missed mine. Didn't we have trials around the same time?
I don't know.
No.
I can't remember what yours was.
Oh no, I better not have missed mine. I have to look that up like right now. So you lost? How did you?
Okay, so
did he income?
here's I went in there. No, it was they actually even moved it to a different courtroom too, so like it wouldn't have mattered. But I was like, oh, I got this all perfectly figured out, and I went in there and I was like, you never gave me the option for a jury trial, and this is over $20, so according to the Constitution, I should be able to have a jury.
No. See, but the Constitution doesn't apply.
Why?
He's gonna say that. He said that to me.
Well, yeah, no, he didn't actually even say.
Apply.
No, but he didn't say that. I mean, it does. Like, it's. I mean, like, of course, you know, it's all magic, but like, it's like law. I mean.
Well, no, it only applies to the federal government.
No, the 14th Amendment cleared that up.
Ugh.
No, it doesn't apply to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I want.
But this was a tactic to try to get out of a ticket, not a.
All right. So this is
not
what.
a philosophical.
All right.
But he said, but anyway, he's like, no, that's like only in civil cases. And I was like, wait, is this criminal? And he's like, no, there's all these different categories, and no. So I was like, okay.
Well, see, that's how he tried to weasel out of it with me before. Have you not seen my video, or weren't you there, Joe? When I objected?
Yeah, I was there at one of them at least.
I'm looking this up right now. I gotta find this.
We go with a little shot glass.
Okay.
Advance, so lock yours in now for just $60 or pay with Bitcoin. That includes access to the Hello Keen costume dance party.
Is
Reserve
Liberty
your
dying
tickets
where
now
you
at
live?
keenvention.info. Visit keenvention.info for more speaker announcements or look for our page and event on Facebook. That's keenvention.info. Keenvention.info.
Is Liberty dying where you live?
What's up next?
Escape
Visit
to
the Liberty
Keene
Radio
at
Network program guide to
freekeen.com.
find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
He's like, that's a first. This is what they give to me.
Speaking of that, I've got a motion.
You have a question?
No, I'll need to know this later.
A motion. Yeah. I don't know if the judge is going to take that on an arraignment day. You know, you can certainly.
I'll try it. It's a motion, yeah.
Never hurts to ask.
That is true.
Fire meter complaints. You asking for a trial or taking care of this today?
Well, Your Honor, I intend to plead guilty. May I approach?
Just give that to the bailiff.
And a copy for the prosecutor. No, this is
Oh, did you not sign it?
Has the prosecutor...
Yeah, exactly. What was that, Stephen?
You didn't sign it.
Yeah, exactly. So I handed him a plea of guilty for this ticket, and Joe was there, so you know this strategy. We use completely opposite strategies. He's trying to use the Constitution to get out of his. I was trying to not acknowledge their authority at all. And so, you know, we both had parking tickets, or he had a speeding ticket, mine was a parking, and this is how I decided to try and fight it, but this is how it went.
Presented any evidence to prove that the Constitution in the state of New Hampshire applies to me?
It hasn't been challenged at this point.
I'm challenging it now.
Well, then you can file a motion so that he knows how to answer your challenge.
Well, this is the first opportunity that we've had to...
Well, right, this is your arraignment. Right, this is your arraignment. This is how things get started. It's not unusual for people to have issues, but they bring them up according to the procedure. That's
Well, I don't have any issues. I intend to plead guilty. I want to plead guilty, but I just need to know first if the prosecutor has presented any evidence that the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire applies to me.
At this stage, in an arraignment, he's not required to. If he wanted to make a pleading that required him to answer that, then he would be.
Am I presumed innocent of all the charges?
Yes.
And all of the elements of those charges as well?
Yes.
So, but this is where he's going to weasel out of it.
The crime?
He's going to say it's not a criminal and it's not
There's a
civil.
certain aspect of jurisdiction does apply to all these cases, yes.
So that's what I'm challenging.
Certain aspect.
Well, I'm not going to let you challenge it unless you file something, file a pleading.
Look, Derrick, this is about my arbitrary power. It doesn't matter.
You can assume the laws apply to me at the same time that I'm presumed to be innocent.
If you're challenging my authority, his authority, the Constitution, anything at all, you're entitled to do that, Mr. Horton. You know that. But if you want to do that, there's a way to do it, and the way you're trying to do it today is not acceptable. And I'm not going to let you go any further with it.
Why not?
Yeah.
If you're not assuming that the laws of the state of New Hampshire apply,
You can challenge your personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction. You can do anything that's appropriate in the way of a pleading.
Just do it on
not
paper.
the way you're doing it now.
Not in person.
That's all I'm saying.
You can't. So I guess he's saying I can't do
What is the way
it.
I'm doing it now? What do you mean by that?
You're just making an oral motion
Yeah, it's
here in
oral.
court at your arraignment.
It has to be on paper.
I'm not
I
going to allow
guess.
it to happen.
I'm not going to allow
You
it.
file something. They need to have notice of it. I need to have notice of it so I can consider it. You may have a case. I don't know.
I object to being there. I mean,
Oh my God.
perfectly appropriate time to object because
Is to plead guilty or not guilty?
I intend to plead guilty, but I need to know if the
Well,
Constitution of the state of
I'm not going to accept. I'm not going to accept you guilty. We're going to take a not guilty plea, set it for trial. If you have any motions to file, you can do that. I'm going to call the next case.
Probably it'll be 23rd of September.
Oh, 23rd of September.
All right, thank you.
So it hasn't come yet.
Yeah, so you didn't miss it. You didn't miss it.
Before
All right. So
That's fucked up, though. Like,
the last one I submit, sorry, Joe, is asking Judge Burke to excuse the ticket because it was my birthday, and he would not allow that. Sorry, what were you saying?
No,
hey, that's Judge Burke from Davi's book. What was the book about the zombies?
Yeah.
Where Judge Burke's
Survivor
brains get
Max.
blown out.
Survivor Max. Yeah, that's a Judge Burke who it lives in Keene, New Hampshire. It might be inspired. The character in Davi's book might have been inspired by the actual Judge Burke, but we can never really know, I guess.
There's no way to know.
Yeah, he's sort of the supervillain in my movie, Victimless Crime Spree. Which, if people like stuff like this, where you challenge judges in court and challenge jurisdiction and whatever, you should go check out the movie. It's free. Victimlesscrimespree.com. Oh, hey, by the way, while we're at plug time, we should do a plug for Joe's book, which was awesome. Have I gotten to talk about that with you?
No, we haven't yet. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, so I've finished the book. I finished
Anarchy in New England.
Anarchy in New England, thank you, yes. Which you can get on Bitcoin and with FRNs on Amazon and at joejarvis.me, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Follow the links from there.
Okay, very good. And this book was great. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I compared it in the PorcFest episode of Flaming Freedom to like Ayn Randian style characters and storyline, and I thought that stayed true throughout the entire book. But if you like Ayn Rand but prefer a shorter read, I would Anarchy in New England. It was like an updated, more modern, I don't know, a modern anarchic epoch or piece of artwork. It was beautiful. So
I'm so glad you liked it.
I love the futuristic elements. Lots of cool technology that we're gonna have to implement.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I like that there was action. There was a lot of action in the book that carried it through. There was also, but it was a good balance of imagination, showing people what the future could be like, explaining why certain things are the way they are. That was also like I don't know. I just thought it was perfect, and one that I want to share with people who are just starting to think about the ideas of liberty.
I'm so happy you feel like that, because that was kind of my, it's one of those books where it's like you just want to kind of show people what it could be, like, and I tried to use the actual economics in explaining these things, why it's possible that there would be these free apartments that pay for themselves with advertisements, and if you compare that to the internet, it's really not that far-fetched, where you go to these websites and they're free because you're being advertised to, and just with excess wealth in society, they can give away essentially more freebies, or their costs are lower, and the costs, are just passed off on the consumer, obviously. And so there's a lot of potential for that in an actual free market. So I just tried to showcase that.
Well, I enjoyed it. It was a fun read. Thanks for making it. And
no, thanks for reading it. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So people can go pick that up at joejarvis.me. And also on Amazon, just searching Anarchy in New England. So,
yes.
I want to move to the weird fetish. Actually, I don't know. So, like, we've been teasing this alien egg fetish. I guess I should get to that first. But there's this other story that I want to get to that's happy. It's about science. This guy grew an ear on his arm, and he is implanting a microphone that's going to be connected to the internet, and he's going to broadcast everything that this ear hears so that you can listen to his life. And I think that is awesome, and I really want that.
Okay, why does he need an ear on his arm to broadcast the audio?
He does not need the ear. It's just artistic.
It's pretty awesome.
I think it's cool.
Wait, what is this ear, like flesh? Is this like a real...
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I don't mean skipping over.
It's not like robo ear?
No, it's a flesh ear. It grew on his arm.
I want to get like a vagina on my arm.
Oh, babe, no. Please. So here's the guy, Perth artist, Stellark grows ear on his arm, plans to connect it to the internet.
A scaffold was inserted underneath his skin, and within 6 months, tissue and blood vessels had developed around it.
This ear is pretty much now a part of my arm. It's fixed to my arm, and it has its own blood supply.
What the fuck?
So do you want your own ear arm? We'll be right back.
So you've signed
arm,
the
ear,
Society.
whatever.
I'm going to try my other internet connection here and see if it works.
Okay. Your connection has seemed to be okay on this end.
Yeah, I know, but I'm running off of my 4G on my cell phone.
Oh my goodness. No, don't do that. You'll run out of data.
And it was just like, you just exceeded 6 gigabytes above your 2 gigabyte monthly allowance.
Oh my goodness. I hope that doesn't fine you.
Yeah, it sounds expensive.
It just costs money,
Yeah, but what's wrong with your internet? Why isn't your regular internet working? Oh no, he's gone. He's frozen.
I've actually been disconnected twice. I don't know what's going on with mine either.
At least he looks happy in the frozen picture.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Yours froze twice. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's internet sucks. Hey, look what I got. Fruity Dino Bites.
Oh my god. Give me some.
I will. They are gluten-free and no high fructose corn syrup.
Wait, are those like fruit snacks?
No, they're not like fruit snacks. They're like Fruity Pebbles. See?
Oh,
Derrick,
okay.
what are you doing with those?
I'm not quite as jealous.
Look, they have no GMOs or no gluten, and they're no high fructose corn syrup. Remember I told you about these.
How many grams of sugar per serving?
11 grams of sugar. That's not that much.
That's a lot.
Much
11
is like Greek
grams is not anything. Hey, someone posted porn in the chat.
Ooh, how is it?
Ooh, hey. I usually go with 0 grams.
0 grams of sugar? No, that's not enough. I want to see this pony porn. I missed it forever ago.
Is it a real pony or a cartoon pony?
Cartoon ponies. They're always cartoon ponies. There's someone in the chat room. I guess it's LRN Newbie66, who I usually think of as a troll, but no, I guess these days I think he really does have a pony thing. Because he's always posting the pictures of the ponies. Huh. Alright, I've seen enough.
Somebody likes big dicks in there.
Who doesn't?
Like everyone there?
Everyone likes big dicks. Hey, Jim Jesus is in the chat room.
Who's Jim Jesus?
He's the creator of a really awesome card game, Libertarians Against Humanity. Yeah.
Oh, he created that?
Yeah. I should give him a plug. Libertariansagainsthumanity.com.
And you know all these sites you guys have, these WordPresses are full of spam.
What?
Like Free Talk Live, Flaming Freedom. There's always like pop-up windows and all kinds of crap that pops up.
Really? I don't even know that because I use AdBlock.
Somebody thinks you're a troll, Derrick.
Wow, now I just feel like a total noob for not having AdBlock turned on.
Yeah, I didn't even know that my sites... of course I don't want my sites to have that stuff, bloatware or whatever you call it, but yeah,
Don't
anyway.
forget, freeross.org.
Yeah.
Hey, I wore my I Am Dread Pirate Robert shirt today and got several compliments at the gym.
Cool. Did people know that it was like...
amp.lrn.fm. That's
Oh, well, we'll be right back.
amp.lrn.fm.
When you hear Dread Pirate Roberts, do you think of Ross Ulbricht or do you think of The Princess Diaries?
Allegedly.
I'm sorry. No, it's not alleged. He admitted that in his trial, which was one of the stupidest things that could have ever happened during that trial, which was on day 1, minute 1. They were like, oh yeah, by the way, he is Dread Pirate Roberts. He totally created the website. And but don't find him guilty, you know? He was set up. There's a big, scary other guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because he wasn't set up. It just was him.
Yeah, like, so you can't go with a half-truth. You either lie the whole way, like, no, it wasn't him, or you go the whole way and say, yeah, it was him, and he's proud of it. You can't do the half-truth thing of, like, yeah, it was him, but then the direction changed and someone got crazy. We're sort of burying the lead here. We're talking about Ross Ulbricht, creator of the Silk Road, anonymous black market. Well, I should say it's an alternative
free market website.
Yeah, free market website. That's right. Language is important, so I don't want to feed into the mainstream media's perception of Silk Road as anonymous black market. Puts all these fears and scary words into people's heads. But it's a free market website where people could buy and sell things. And people chose to sell drugs, most often pot. So, and guess what? Now that the FBI shut it down, there are about 20 more websites that do the same thing. So, good job, America.
Well, some people in the lab thought it was. One guy asked me, "Was that a Princess Bride reference?"
Yeah. A lot of people.
People were like, "Oh, nice, Silk Road."
Yeah, Ian Freeman of Free Talk Live was wearing his same shirt, I Am Dread Pirate Roberts, with the Silk Road logo on the back while we were doing some Bitcoin outreach here in the Cheshire County Fair. And a few people commented about it, but they also thought it was a reference to the Princess Bride and didn't catch the Bitcoin connection. That was another thing that was a little bit difficult, is that when we were pitching Bitcoin to people, they were like, I know what that's for. We're like, buying things on the internet? They're like, yeah, but I know what that's for. Like, they were trying to insinuate that Bitcoins are bad because they're for drugs,
Well, they are for drugs, but I talked to this one guy on the street. He was a Mexican guy, had family in Mexico, and he was like, oh, I know what that's for. That's for drug money laundering. Good job, keep it up.
Yeah. Well, there are people who come into the chat or come into the thrift store in Keene, and will want to talk about what they're using the Bitcoin vending machine there for. Like, oh, I saw on this website, and I can get this and that. And it's like, hey, don't tell us what you plan on doing with your Bitcoins. We can't know. I don't want to know. Just keep that to yourself.
La 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 la
Yeah,
la la.
exactly. But yeah, you could do lots of things with Bitcoins. Anyway, so this guy who made his ear on his arm, do you want to know more about him, or are we done with him? Is he boring you? He's got he'll have a GPS in there. People can hear him. It'll be on 24/7. There won't be an off switch. I think one of the weirdest things is we're going to hear him have sex. We're going to hear him be told that his loved ones are dead. I think that's going to be one of the most difficult ones, is when you hear, like, imagine his wife dies, and he's going to get that news, and we're going to be able to have that recording. We're going to hear that recording of him getting the news that his wife is dead. Or,
is this all going to be, like, streaming?
Yeah. So
nice.
So anyone can tune in to this guy's life.
So he'll probably make
charge subscription fees for this.
I was going to say, he'll probably make some money, right?
It was like your idea of having a gay house with a bunch of cameras where people subscribe to the rooms.
Yeah. Which I still think would be great, but people are making fun of me like, oh, the 1990s wants its web concept back.
No, it's going to work. It's still the 1990s in most countries.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, Mexico is still stuck in the 80s.
Oh. Where is it? So Jim Jesus is offering a dick pic in the chat room.
Oh, good.
I gotta give some major shout out. I'm sorry, we got lots of good folks in the chat room tonight. We got Jim Jesus there. LRN Danny is there. That's Danica from Free Talk Live. Slay Joe, Niz, WebKeys. Thanks for being there, you guys. All the rest.
Jim Jesus' dick pics are much more interesting than Derrick J's dick pics, according to a listener.
What? My dick pics are pretty interesting. I don't know. What's Jim Jesus got? I haven't seen any of his dick pics.
He's probably not wearing a chastity device.
That's true. But I've got ones where I'm not wearing a chastity device. And I think the chastity device, if anything, is interesting. If we're going on that standard. Anyway. It doesn't matter. All right. So this guy in Texas, oh yeah, screw that. So let's talk about the eggs. This is the weirdest thing, the weirdest fetish I've ever heard of. But it's only going to get creepier. We're going to see more things like this. This is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. So,
the eggs are goopy. Goopy is the way they're described.
Yeah.
Are they goopy on the outside? Like, is it like a sticky outside, or is it more of like a smooth outside and it's like a stress ball sort of thing?
No, they're
coated with a layer of goop so that it feels nice when it slides in and out of your body.
Okay.
Yeah. So I imagine this is mostly for women, honestly. I would imagine they would be the biggest consumers of this, don't you think? I don't know. The guy who created them said it's just for people. He didn't make a classification. He was like, any kind of person could want this.
It looks like it would fit in my butt.
It would fit in my butt, but I don't think it would fit anywhere else. He talked about orifices, and it's just like, no, I think it's vages and butts. That's all you can do with this.
You haven't been expanding your urethral sounding?
Oh.
Oh my God! Could you imagine putting eggs in your dick? That's gotta hurt. That can't feel good. It's called.
It's like a kidney stone.
It's called an ovipositor. You get it? Like ovi, like egg, and positor.
Oh.
The menu. So it replicates the feeling of being impregnated with eggs. So he says, oh, good. We've got a video. Let's see what this is about.
Oh, good.
The ovipositor in action. I assume there's no nudity here.
I hope there is.
No, it's on YouTube. Okay. We got a normal skinny guy.
Oh, is it already sticky? Like, what is sticky?
It looks like he lubed it up.
Oh.
It's goopy, not sticky.
Oh, it's got a hole in the back where you put the eggs in. So you don't put them in through the front. Oh, okay, and you lube up all the inside and outside, so you make it all goopy. Oh, Jesus,
Oh, wow.
that is goopy.
Whoa.
That's not sticky. Did you see that?
I think it's ectoplasmic slime or something to that effect.
Yeah. Well, these things are made of gelatin, so I wonder if you have to make them yourself, or if you can buy them in a kit.
Oh, that stuff's so goopy.
Yeah. I gotta turn down this audio. It sounds like crap. Why even include that? All right. Oh.
Oh, wow.
It just flew right out.
Now, am I seeing two different designs here? One appears to have like a almost fork-like end to it, and then the other looks a lot more foreskinny.
Oh
wow, that one shot up.
I think we see two different designs here.
In the picture, I mean, you know.
Yeah, in the
I think they're both like a fork.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he's gonna ejaculate the egg out from up. He's gonna defy gravity.
That's sexy.
Yeah, look, and they can be reused. So he can impregnate you with eggs several times.
Yeah, see, look, this one's a little different. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's just a different angle.
Although it looks like they're popping out a little too soon. I wouldn't want the eggs to pop out right away.
Yeah, it seems definitely too easy.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's squeezing it. I guess we don't know.
Now, is this based off of real... Is this real alien technology, or is this somebody's imagining what aliens might impregnate people with?
Yeah, these are from actual aliens. They modeled them off of,
in-depth interviews from people who have been abducted and anally probed.
Yeah, the first abduction story was in New Hampshire.
Really?
In the 1950s. Yeah, it was actually just like 10 minutes outside of where PorcFest is held.
Explains a lot, right?
Ever alien abduction. What would it explain?
Nah, I don't know. After I said that, I hoped it wouldn't be explored.
We don't really know. Hey, when we come back, I kind of want to talk about the Black Lives Matter people. They've been kind of cracking me up, and I also
Bernie.
With who?
Interrupting Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, interrupting Bernie, and then also they interrupted Jeb Bush, which was kind of fun.
That girl's getting all over the news and everything.
Well, plus, I want to get you gay guys' reaction to teen breast reduction surgery.
The military's newly developed unmanned Pentagon spokes drone completed its first
I'm
live...
all for it. And then do a vaginal reduction surgery and...
Wait a minute.
Mobile press
I want to hear
engagement unit is
this
being
ad.
hailed by Pentagon officials as a revolutionary advancement in protecting military personnel.
The spokes drone proved effective at neutralizing reporters' questions about 85% of the time.
Many officials say the unit has the potential to save countless careers. Using a high-tech gimbal camera and microphone system, the unit tracks reporters' movements and audio output, then analyzes the data to assess the threat level.
It formulates and deploys an effectively vague response.
We have taken away a number and gained initiatives in the areas. Eileen.
Military technology experts see the unit as adaptable to a wide variety of treacherous interview scenarios. They estimated it could even withstand situations too hostile for any human spokesman to bear, such as anti-war documentary interviews.
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. I enjoyed that. That was from The Onion. My hope is that people listening to LRN will sometimes catch themselves getting the first or last minute of The Onion before hearing the actual show, or after hearing the actual show, and just being like, what the hell? Like, what? And mistaking it for an actual news story.
Oh, wait, that wasn't the news?
No. That was The Onion.
The Onion is almost, like, more accurate than the news sometimes.
Yes, I know. That's a phenomenon I've noticed as well. Hey, look, we have two Joes.
Yeah, oh, dear.
I don't mind.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah,
Hey,
at least
we
this keeps
have enough
freezing during
photos.
commercials.
Yeah, at least it keeps happening during commercials. Good point. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We gotta talk about Chelsea Manning. That's gotta be next.
Wait, why? What happened?
Chelsea Manning may face solitary confinement for having the Jenner Vanity Fair issue.
What?
Indefinite solitary confinement.
Yeah. The rest of her life in solitary confinement because she had the Vanity Fair magazine that had Caitlyn Jenner on the front.
It's fucked up.
It's bad. And, oh, wait. She also had, get this, an expired tube of toothpaste.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, no, I know.
What kind of monster are we dealing with?
Yeah, now that I've heard that, I take it back.
Yeah, how can you possibly sympathize with her at this point, Derrick?
Yeah. Wow, that's horrible. So that's the story. We'll get to that. And then what else have I got? Keene Board denied the Shire Free Church its tax exemption status again. It's not that exciting, but I think it's newsworthy for people who love liberty. It's like, you know, the idea of people, well, I'll get to it later. Student wrongfully expelled for rape accusations, won in court. That's a good one. Happy about that. And we haven't talked about Free the Nipple at all. Free the Nipple is happening in a couple weeks. I don't know if I'm going to go. If I'm here, I'll go. But it's on the 23rd. That's the day that you come back from... never mind.
When's Free the Penis?
You know, good question, Joe. I'd like to know. When is Free the Penis, please? Because...
you can have a free penis here in San Francisco.
I know. I want that.
Fine.
But you know, I want that in New Hampshire too. People, this argument's been going on. Well, whatever. I won't spill my load. We'll have this.
Let's talk about this on the show.
Yeah, but what do we talk about for our listeners who stay with us through the breaks? Should I just play the ads?
478-5270 or online at RR.
Let's just repeat Anarchy in New England over and over again until they buy it.
Anarchy in New England. Buy it now. Anarchy in New England. Anarchy in New England.
Thank you.
Buy 2 copies, actually.
Yeah. Give one to your brother or your enemy.
They're great Christmas presents. Christmas is coming up.
Christmas is not coming up. They make great presents.
Christmas is every day.
Oh, look. Little Joe Jarvis. This about the author. Oh, this is great. It does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. Oh, that's nice.
I was trying to rope in the conservatives with that one.
Yeah, you roped them in. Wait till they hear what you're trying to do to them. Check. Brush fires of freedom. So the Anarchist Group has been good, lively, and active. Oops, I don't want everyone to see my Facebook. Right now it's called the Anarchists who came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. I'm so about that title. I think
it's better than Anarchist Escape.
Yeah, what was that about? What were we escaping?
Who's that?
I didn't even get that. It's Nathan in Texas, of course.
Hello.
Hey, Gathan in Texas.
What's up, guys?
Nothing.
Hi, Nathan.
Is that Steve from California?
It's Steven. Yeah.
Yeah, Steven from Texas. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Steven. I've heard so much about you on the show.
Oh, I've heard you on Nathan, and I keep thinking like I hope that's my friend Nathan in Texas who's gay, but it's not.
So wait, are you saying you've heard me on?
Or is it?
Here or on Free Talk Live?
I don't know. You've been around. You keep popping up. Nathan in Texas is calling in. It's Nathan in Texas in the chat room.
Yeah. Nathan
in
Texas.
I think it's because Ian asked me where I was from the very first time I called in, and I just said Texas. So he decided that was my name from now on.
It's helpful to know, you know, like there's Dave in New York, you know.
Yeah, there's like the Dave in Montana, the Dave in Michigan, like a couple others.
Yeah, they get their own personality.
Yeah, so every time he announces Dave is calling in, I'm thinking, okay, is he going to say New York? Okay, no, he didn't. So.
Cool. So what you got on your mind, Nathan? We're not live yet, but just give us an idea of what you want to talk about.
Oh, well, you were going to talk about Bernie Sanders, so... and
Yeah,
Black Lives.
I should get that video ready. That was so freaking funny.
I want to talk about sex in public.
I want to talk about that too. That's on my show notes. Did I not share the show notes with you guys? Here, I'm going to do that in the chat room.
I believe you did, but we haven't talked about it yet, and I want to talk about it.
Here's my show notes. Boom, they're in the chat room. If you click on that, you can see what I see. And then we'll have a better idea of what we're talking about. All right.
Political satire. Right. Briar Patch is obviously a metaphor for the prickly political atmosphere in Washington, and drag from a horse means something else.
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
Sex in public. Dick pics for freedom. And Speedo Day and Free the Nipple, and a woman raped by a cop so that he could find some pot, all of that to come. But first, we're taking a call from Nathan in Texas. Go ahead, Nathan.
Howdy, guys. So, Steven, where do you live in California? I'm just curious.
I live in Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco.
Haight-Ashbury, is that like a suburb of San Francisco?
No, it's right in the middle of San Francisco. It's a neighborhood.
Okay, I recognize that name because that's the clinic where Michael Dean went when he was recovering.
That's right. Michael Dean lived right over here.
He lived in the same neighborhood. And I just found out, there's some other good people who live there too.
Well, I was just curious how close you were to San Diego because that's where M.K. Lords from Libertarian.
I know, I'm so jealous.
Fourth is moving to.
Yeah.
So you'd rather live in San Diego than in San Francisco?
Well, San Diego is super nice. It's so warm, and M.K. Lords is there.
Do you know her other podcast, Nathan?
She's only on Freedom Fiends, her YouTube channel, and Libertarian Atheism, as far as I know.
Right, Libertarian Atheism.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's Carlos Morales' podcast, but I don't.
I thought it was theirs together.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Like I said, I'm not a regular listener.
Okay. So what's on your mind about California?
Oh, I was just curious because MK announced that, and she said something like,
"Yeah, everyone cool is moving."
Yeah, Angela Keaton posted something like, "All the libertarians eventually have to move to California to get a job." So I was wondering if you were going to move to California for freedom and a job or whatever.
MK Lords should be my roommate. I'm looking for a roommate to share this room that's above the antiwar.com offices.
That'd be great. She wouldn't have to commute that far. San Diego is only like an 11-hour drive.
Oh, right. She's in San Diego. Never mind. I thought someone else is moving to San Francisco. Will Pangman.
Will Pangman is? No, isn't he moving to San Diego too? He joined the same company.
Damn it! Come on. He was just in Haight-Ashbury though. I saw on his Facebook. He was taking a picture.
Yeah, I saw his pictures. I should have hit him up because he was right next to me.
Yeah, he was like right.
Well, right now there's this thing going on in San Francisco called the Coin Congress.
Yeah,
and
what is
it's
that?
this big Bitcoin event. It's like a big Bitcoin social event that lasts a few days, and there's presenters and all kinds of people.
Cool. I mean, I'm seeing Mad Bitcoins is posting there. He's interviewing Brock Pierce, and it's like, okay, so something cool is going on. I didn't even hear about this event. I must not be plugged in. I mean,
it's this kind of low key event that happens in San Francisco every year. I went last year. It was pretty cool.
Oh, so it's not even just a Bitcoin thing, or is it just it's new but been happening?
Well, it's called Coin Congress, so like,
yeah.
I mean, I was there talking about Ripple to people.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't mean it's a Bitcoin thing, but it's a cryptocurrency thing. So it's relatively new, but it's been going on for a few years.
Yeah.
So, Steven, do you go to cryptocurrency events, even though Ripple's, I don't know if you'd really call it a cryptocurrency exactly?
Oh, man. Well, I would definitely call it a cryptocurrency since it is.
Okay, I was wrong.
XRP is definitely a cryptocurrency. Yeah, I go to things, but I mean, Bitcoin's the one true currency, right?
Well, I've heard Mark Edge say it's more like Napster, but I guess we'll find out.
What does that mean?
Well, it's like the technology that comes along and gets the ball rolling, thing, and then after that,
right.
some better technology takes over.
Yeah, that's right. XRP is the better technology.
Cool. And there's an app that people can use if they want to dabble in that, right, Steven?
Oh yeah, you can find the app. It's called XRP on the Apple and Google app stores. Check it out.
I'm going to open mine right now.
A friend of mine and I wrote it, so if you want more freedom with your finances, XRP is the best place to go for Ripple.
I think it's one of the best apps, one of the best wallets that I've ever used. So here it is. I open it up, and boom, I'm greeted with a QR code.
Hey, let me try to send you money.
Okay. So
Hold that back up.
One of the cool things about Ripple and about this app is that, I've been setting a lot of people up with smartphone wallets for Bitcoin, and one of the things that I didn't like about doing that is that it always asked me for some kind of information, either my username, a password, an email address, or, write down these 12 numbers so that you can back up your password. Sometimes it would allow me to click through those things, and that was fine, but sometimes, it was just such an obstacle. It took so long, it almost felt like I was setting up a bank account with somebody. But with this app, all it is you go from your main screen, hit the app, and boom, it's open. There was nothing to set up. It's just like, here's your address. You can send and receive. It's basic, but that's simple. That's what I want.
Now, I'm always been confused with Bitcoin. It seems like it would be easy to kind of just lose if you could get locked out of your wallet or something like that, or somebody had your phone. If you lost your phone and somebody took it, it seems like it'd be easy for them to kind of take the Bitcoin.
Well, with my phone, you have to do the fingerprint touch ID to spend my Bitcoins.
Okay.
So, there's just no way they're going to be able to do that. And then it also lets you back it up by writing down this 12-word sentence, and that's your backup. So you just have to write that down on a piece of paper, and then you're safe.
Yeah. Also, Joe, your Bitcoins aren't stored on your phone. Your Bitcoins are stored on the internet. So all you need is the access to them. So your phone might function as access to them in one regard, but really all you need is your private key.
Well, I know that they're not stored on your phone, but I thought more of if somebody got a hold of your phone, could they not then just open up that and kind of?
No, so that's the issue is if it doesn't have any sort of PIN protecting the wallet, or if it doesn't have any sort of password, then yes, it's very vulnerable. But I don't expect people to grab my wallet out of my back pocket, and I don't expect them to get my phone either. So I just sort of keep different wallets of different security with different amounts in each one.
Okay, I was going to ask that too. Do most people keep multiple Bitcoin wallets?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an option, right?
I have 10 Bitcoin wallets, and I keep least coins on my phone, and then more coins on my desktop, and then the most coins I keep on in a safe.
So it's like a checking and savings account and stuff like that, kind of.
Yeah.
You diversify it. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
Do any of you know about the company that MK Lords is joining?
Yeah, Airbitz. I know a lot about them.
Because I was reading about the Airbitz app today, and one of the things I noticed about it is that in their app, their Bitcoin app, your Bitcoins are very strongly tied to the phone, in the sense that the phone has some kind of built-in two-factor authentication to it. So it almost sounded like you needed the phone to use that particular device to spend the Bitcoins from that particular wallet.
You do.
So it sounded like it was even more strongly tied to the device.
Yes, it is. To my knowledge, that is exactly true. That's kind of an issue. It's annoying.
Yeah, and you have to provide an email address and stuff. It's not as slick as some, but it has this cool feature where it tells you nearby Bitcoin companies or businesses that accept Bitcoin.
Yeah, here's what it looks like. It is pretty slick. There's a little too much glare right now on my phone, but you can see some of the closest things nearby are Motosuo Hair Salon, where I can spend some Bitcoin and get my hair cut. They've got Corner News where you can buy a coffee or cigarettes, and LRN.FM, of course, and Free Talk Live also, except Bitcoin and are nearby. Oh, then the thrift store is also listed. So like we didn't have to do any of this. This is one of the coolest things about the Airbitz app, Nathan. And I don't know if you can see this, but they make their own entry for your business or store. They include a photograph that they pull off the web themselves. You know, you don't have to include it. They list your hours and your phone number. So they really do a service to Bitcoin accepting businesses by creating that directory.
I see it.
Yeah. And that tells Bitcoin users where they can go and spend their Bitcoin. It's very helpful. Hey, we'll be right back. Stay on the line, Nathan.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world?
Yes. So.
What taxes?
Yeah.
Listing news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation.
Antiwar.com.
Antiwar.com has it all.
Yeah.
So, Stephen, I'm just curious again, what shows do you like on LRN besides this one and FTL?
Well, Freedom Fiends. Freedom Fiends is where it's at.
Oh, so cool. Yep, that's where it's at.
Yeah, and I like Cop Block Radio. I like Free Talk Live's all right. But Fiends and Flaming Freedom is enough for me.
Okay. I was surprised that St. George, Utah has both Freedom Fiends and Free Talk Live. They must have some interesting program directors there. Did Stephen get muted?
No, you cut out.
Oh, it's on my end? Okay.
Check out this sweet grow house I have back behind me.
Check, 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 check. Check, check. Yeah, I wasn't going. Check, 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 check. This microphone like just died. I have no idea. Joe, you use this mic, right?
Yeah.
Does it need does it need a phantom power?
I just always have mine plugged in. That's the way it's always been.
Yeah, and there's normally a blue light, like a blue light, right? You've got a blue light.
Yeah. You have a switch though, right? An on and off switch.
Yeah. Off, on. I didn't move it. It's on. And the switch is not working.
It didn't get unplugged, or like the wire didn't break or something?
No. Oh, there we go. Check, check. I just unplugged it. Check, check.
Is everyone still there?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear me, Nathan?
I'm here.
Yeah, something. Your sound just got changed suddenly.
Yeah, because my microphone died. Something's wrong. Check, check, check.
Well, I can hear you. It just sounds funny.
Okay. Well, check, check. Man. Oh well. I'll do it with this handheld mic.
Actually, I was surprised, Stephen. I went to the Airbitz webpage. I think I just randomly clicked on their About section, and when I was scrolling down, I saw MK's picture at the very bottom.
Nice.
Oh, so you were just, like, surprised by that on your own, naturally, just researching Airbitz?
Well, I just didn't expect that her face would already be on their webpage, you know? Like whenever I visit a company's website, I never expect to learn anything or find anything interesting, generally.
All right, I want to share this Texas story because you're on the line with us, Nathan. Is that cool with you?
Other listeners anytime at
Sure. Go ahead.
Cool.
That's cam.lrn.fm.
In Texas, police search a woman's vagina for marijuana. Do they find it? We'll find out. But first, I want to know what's that behind you, Steven?
What's this behind me? It's a giant cannabis farm. No, actually, I'm growing sprouts here. Let me pick some.
Cool. So I like this. This project is like an independent project. Look at those sprouts! Yay!
Oh wow, they're kale sprouts, so I'm gonna eat them.
Can you eat them as they are, like right there? Yeah, they're full grown enough. Or are they still?
Yeah,
big?
they're done. I should have picked them 2 days ago.
Oh wow! So do you just pick them right from the bin there that you've got? And what's on the top level bin? Is there more stuff growing up there?
Nothing up there yet. This was the first batch, so I just wanted to have one go, see what happened.
Now, is there a benefit to having the sprouts as opposed to just the kale, or?
Well, it's much easier to grow sprouts hydroponically like this, and I don't want kale anyway, so.
What? I love kale.
Yeah, it's a lot more work. What I want to grow is whole spinaches.
Oh.
They're less acidic.
Interesting.
So what's the end game here? What's your goal?
Oh, what's the goal? Well, I want to have a bunch of people growing local greens and start like a kind of pool, a business that gathers all the greens locally and sells them.
I think that's so cool.
Bitcoin only.
Increasing the independence in San Francisco.
Oh, right. It's going to be only for San Francisco, so it's for people who want to pay like way too much money for greens grown in their neighborhood.
Yeah, people put a premium on that. They want that. There's value in something being local to some people for whatever reason. I don't have that value. I don't care if my food's from far away. What's the big deal?
You don't care if your food comes from some Chinese factory farm?
No. Why would that matter?
If it has like lead or no.
It can't have lead. That's too far.
I've heard some bad things about food imported from China.
All right. Well, maybe I don't want that food.
Derek, it's because I want to support independent businesses, like small businesses in the city, because that makes for a more interesting place. Like, yeah, we could all buy our stuff from China and like all be slaves to that, or we could build stuff ourselves and it would be more fun. And like people would have better opportunities and we'd be able to hire people.
I'm not against local stuff. I'm just saying paying more for the same thing doesn't make sense to me. It leaves you with less money in your pocket, and keeping money in your pocket is what I think makes for a more interesting place. You know.
Well, it's not the same thing. So it's like it only traveled 5 miles, so that's a different product because the distance traveled is part of the product.
It's tough when the shelf, like, it is definitely a different product, but it's tough when you can't see the benefits of that. Like, you know, when you eat it and everything seems the same, it's very tough to make that decision to spend more on something that, for all intents and purposes, seems the same.
Why should you?
Well, I've heard, I mean, some people will say that food grown locally tastes better just for that reason, that it travels less distance. Like,
you know,
Mark Edge is always on Free Talk Live talking about how eggs will be like a bright orange if they're organic and free range and in your backyard or whatever.
You know, what I've heard is that a story makes for a better taste.
That's right. So what's in their head?
Yeah. So it's what you prime someone's perceptions for that really makes their reality, it turns out.
I think that, like, I'm a huge fan of the placebo effect. There's a lot of things where they're like, oh yeah, this will cure that, and it's like, fine, eat it, and if that tells you, like, because I think it's a mind over matter thing, like, I think it's, a lot of stuff is in your head. So if you think you're eating super healthy things, I think it probably will actually be healthier for you in the end.
How healthy do you eat? You're like a super healthy eater, both of you.
Are we counting alcohol? Because if we exclude alcohol, I eat pretty healthy.
Is alcohol not healthy?
Actually, I think alcohol is healthy. I've actually read studies that people that drink every day to a certain extent are actually still statistically healthier than people that abstain completely from drinking. And
isn't it healthy? And that's small amounts, though, right? Like
it's not healthy. It makes you happier, and happiness is healthy. But
well, exactly.
It's literally poison.
No, yes, that's fine. But what I'm saying is the health benefits of being not stressed out outweigh the poison that you're putting in your body. I mean,
yeah, but if you look at people who are not stressed and don't drink alcohol, they're healthier than people who are not stressed and do.
Yeah, show me one of those people.
There's a couple around somewhere. Hey, so I was looking on the internet. I was trying to find where can you have sex in public legally, and according to the internet, Spain is the best place for this. There are places you can go and it's free to have sex in public as long as there are no minors present.
Okay.
What do they consider a minor in Spain? Because I've heard that.
Anyone under the age of 9.
Oh, wait, are you serious?
No, I don't know what that is, but let's just assume there aren't. But also in California, here in San Francisco, you can legally have sex in public, as long as you have no expectation that there are people around that will see you and be offended. So, like, you could go out in the park in some woods, and it would be totally legal.
Wait, so like you have to like kind of hide it though. Like you have to make the call on whether or not you think somebody's gonna be offended.
Yeah, right. That's it. As long as no one's offended, or you could, if you had a reasonable assumption that no one was there, then it's totally fine.
So like, if somebody's offended though, like them being offended turns it criminal.
Apparently, yes, it does.
No, it could also be the perception of people finding it offensive. Like sometimes cops will make arrests even when there wasn't a complaint, and they'll just say like, "Oh, it was criminal because there could have been,"
Well, they could. I mean, the cop would just say, "Well, I was offended," right? Yeah. I mean, but
wait, don't they just say we received some complaints?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I saw some people having sex, I would have no problem with it. So, and there's a lot of people around here probably just wouldn't care. And if you go to like one of the festivals down in Soma, then it's like no one cares, and you can have sex in the street because that's the thing to do there.
So Stephen, I've heard that there's like some kind of nudist, I don't know, ordinance or something, like people can be legally naked in San Francisco. Is that related?
That is correct. You can be legally naked, but I think the law actually says you must sit on a newspaper on a bench. You can't. It actually.
Oh, that's good. Thank goodness.
I prefer that.
I remember.
Yeah, but you can be naked.
Lady.
What?
Well, I remember seeing a video of a nudist activist or something in California, and she was like stripping at some kind of city council meeting to protest something, and they took her out and arrested her. So I wasn't sure if that meant that it was legal or how that worked.
Oh, you can also have sex in front of people as long as your genitals aren't exposed.
Oh.
Even if they're offended.
You could like cover up with a towel. You could have sex
or like a big poofy dress.
Or you could just have your penis completely in the other person.
That's right. But
what a great place to leave off.
Was that the last thing said before commercial?
Yeah. That was perfect. Well, that would be my goal anyway, right? I mean, why would you not want it to be completely in there?
All right.
Oh yeah,
to get some good,
I guess what I was trying to get at with the question was, can you walk around naked, or is it only if you're sitting?
No, you can walk around naked. There were like, I went running in one of the races here naked last year, and like I kept running by these cops, and the cops kept saying like, "Oh, come on, please put on some clothes, please do it," and I was like, no, and just kept running. They were like, "Come on, just do it."
But so nothing ever happened though?
No, well, I eventually put pants on because it's actually quite painful to run naked.
Yeah.
But is that California or just San Francisco?
That is, it's California technically. I think you can be naked as long as you're not touching yourself with the aim of sexual gratification. That's a California state law.
It's just because I'm trying to like imagine, because I remember with that video I was telling you about with the nudist activist who was arrested, the guy who came on after her said something about the culture and tradition of San Francisco or something, and I don't know. I was trying to figure out like how did this develop? Like how is there a tradition of nudism, and what was the history of that?
Well, there were a lot of drugs done here in the 60s and 70s by a bunch of hippies, and combined with a bunch of gays that came here in the 40s and since then, and yeah, a lot of drugs, I think, probably led to that.
Yeah.
There, the other day I was out on the street here on Haight Street, and there were like 4 or 5 guys just standing around naked, just hanging out. Well, 3 of them had like these like colorful, sparkly socks on their dicks, but their balls were naked and their butts were exposed and all that.
Oh, so was it legal because they had socks over their dicks?
No, I think they were just weird. They were actually, they were standing in front of the sock store. Now that I think about it, there's a sock.
Were they advertising? Were they like, instead of having like the burger waving to people, or like the person dressed up in front of it as like a taco, it was just like people wearing socks on their dicks?
Yeah, look how fancy our socks are. They're so nice. They make your dick look really good.
Now, I wonder what would happen if a restaurant owner decided to exclude naked people. Would he be like getting naked sit-ins and protests, or like how would that work?
I think most likely the naked people would go home, and that would be the end of it.
There's a certain gay anarchist who is very opposed to improper behavior in restaurants.
That's me.
Yes.
Yeah,
although I don't know if you'd be offended by nudity per se.
Hey, that's a proprietary establishment.
I know, but I still feel like there's etiquette. There's human etiquette that's separate from business owners' decisions about what should and shouldn't be allowed. Because business owners' hands are sort of tied, whereas human etiquette is not. Like, we can decide as a culture what we want and don't want to allow in public. And I want nudity. Here we go.
101reasonsfilm.com. You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Yeah, I'm going to try and add one of the gay anarchists to this call.
So, Derrick J., it sounded like you were just saying that it's proper etiquette to be nude in a restaurant?
No. I was trying to say that I'm for inspiring the culture to be more accepting of nudity, but not always in places like a restaurant.
See, that's what I liked Iceland, because it was just normal to take a shower before you get in the pool, which if you really think about it, if you're going to get a bunch of people in a pool, it's kind of disgusting not to shower beforehand. I've heard statistics about how much feces and stuff like that is in pools. Jesus. So, and that's just a normal thing. Like, if you think about it, it's not really that weird to just shower, without your swimsuit on, which is a rule, and then get in there. It's
right. Good. That sounds good and clean.
The only concern is, why would you even put clothes back on? Like, you're wet, and you're about to go jump in the water.
I was thinking the same thing, and that was what was interesting, is that it was actually a rule that you had to wear the bathing suit in the pool, but you couldn't wear it in the shower.
What?
So
that
I was like,
makes no sense. You should not be allowed to wear clothes after you shower. It should be like, now you're clean, and we don't know about your clothes. We don't know.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Your clothes is. So, hey, do we have Jeff on the line?
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't know if you can hear me because I'm just plugging in my headphones now.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Steven.
Hey, Jeff. Are you wearing your loincloth?
Yeah. What are you wearing?
No, I don't. That's only for like parties.
Oh.
I don't usually wear that.
Not around the house.
No, not around the house.
All right. What
It's
are
like
you
formal
wearing?
wear for special occasions?
What does a nudist wear around the house?
I usually don't wear very much, but I'm wearing pajamas now.
So you do put on clothes. Why? Were you cold?
I was just doing errands around, so I felt like putting them on. I don't know.
Are they silk pajamas?
No,
Yes?
they're
No?
cotton.
Oh, okay.
So, what's on your mind?
Oh no, I was just calling. It is actually illegal now. They made it illegal to be naked in San Francisco unless you're at an event.
What?
That organizer gets a permit. So things like Folsom Street Fair, Door Alley.
You need a permit to be naked?
Cool. I'll get
You
that
need
permit.
yeah, pretty much. You're the venue. You have to be part of a big venue, a big event, and then that event is able to.
Hey, I've got a BitCot no gov permit for you.
They do have like some of the beaches were exempt from that, so there's still a bunch of nude beaches around.
How has this affected you?
I've had to ramp up my activism.
Ramp up your activism. That means boldly going where many nudists have gone before, I suppose, out into the street, taking your. So, do you have any confrontations with police about it? I mean, do they bother you about being naked?
And
where do you go naked?
No. I mean, so I went to. Here's a little story. I went to that. I went to the protest actually wearing clothes right before when they were contesting it. When that person Gypsy,
who's
the
Gypsy?
person from Gypsy's the person from. She's a nudist activist here, and she's the person that was arrested because she went into court and took her clothes off when protesting.
Awesome.
The ban.
That's
so.
This as far as activism goes, like, yeah, it takes a lot of courage, but physically, it's very easy. You probably can all take off your clothes. Everyone listening can do this. So you could just do this at a courthouse. See what happens. What happened to this person?
Well, she got asked to leave. They told her to put her clothes on, or asked to leave. But when I was at the protest, and it was right at the Civic Center, so it's pretty central. And there were, it's a really busy part of town, and there were tour buses going around, going past, and taking pictures, and they were all, cheering and smiling, and people were driving by and beeping and yelling out the window like, "Keep San Francisco, San Francisco," that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice. I like that it has a culture of liking the nudity.
But listen to this. Listen to this. So I'm not one to usually just bash media or anything, but there was a crap load of media there. There was probably more media cameras, more TV station cameras than there were actual, nudists protesting the law. And they're like across this at the Civic Center. There's a really large, kind of like a grassy quad type thing, and like I don't know, pretty far away there was this mother yelling at this kid, this really little kid, and the kid was crying, and it was unrelated to anything nudity. I mean, they were nowhere near the thing. And this is right when I was walking to the venue, so I'm like walking across this big field. I'm nowhere near the protest yet, and this kid starts crying because he's getting yelled at, and one of the videographers goes, one of the news reporters says to the person with the video camera, "Go record that kid crying." Like that, yeah, in order to use it to make it look like it was like really upsetting kids and stuff.
No kid would be upset by naked people.
It's just not. It's not what happens. Like
wow.
No one cares.
What editorializing by the lamestream media?
Yeah.
Big surprise.
Kids clearly aren't upset by nudity. Like they're sucking on their mom's tits to get milk, and then like I've known parents that have breastfed their kids till they were like 4 or 5. You remember that probably.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean in locker rooms there's kids and adults.
So maybe that's why these guys were wearing the funny socks on their dicks.
Yeah, nowadays they'll some of them will like decorate. They'll wear like little, because they're just trying to get around the law. So they're following the letter of the law. They don't get harassed.
So what is the letter of the law? You can just have a sock?
Yeah, you just you can't show, I think, your asshole or your penis.
So you have to have a thong on?
No, you don't have to have a thong. People are wearing like tissue paper, like just draped on top.
I don't understand. So they have tissue paper draped on top of their dicks?
Would a thong be acceptable? Because this makes me want to just go and go jogging in a thong all the time.
Yeah, you could, but you have to remember that the law is not the only thing that might prevent you from doing that.
What else might prevent you?
I don't know. You running at night, you could get harassed. I suppose it's possible.
Harassed?
Yeah. Good luck. I'm pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't think you'd really have trouble, but you know.
What's that noise? What's going on? Are you clicking something over there?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll stop clicking it.
Yeah, cut that out.
Sorry. There you go. Got this being recorded.
It's okay.
It's like a media room. There's a typewriter going on.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got Jeff from the newsroom. But it is funny that you are in San Francisco. We got 2 folks in the Shire over on the East Coast and 2 folks over in San Francisco, in the Freedomville. Do you think there's more freedom in San Francisco than in New Hampshire, Jeff?
Yeah, I go back and forth on that all the time.
Yeah. I met you at PorcFest. You were considering moving to New Hampshire?
Yep. I was considering it. I was checking it out to see if it was a libertarian movement or a conservative movement.
Well, what was your impression?
It was mixed. Wasn't really prepared to talk about that, but
well, whatever. I'm not putting you on the spot like you have to give a manifesto about it or anything. But did you have a good time at PorcFest? I mean, was there anything that surprised you or impressed you or was disappointing?
Yes, I definitely had a really awesome time. I recommended it to all my friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was your first time at PorcFest, right?
Yeah, it was my first time.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.
Peace.
I guess I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, was there anything else that you wanted to say? That was it. It was about the naked people, right?
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Already moved on to bigger and better things.
I don't know. Nathan, are you still with us?
I am.
Okay, Nathan. You haven't been to PorcFest.
There are still nude beaches in San Francisco where I know you can be naked.
Nude beaches in San Francisco where you can be naked. That's good. And PorcFest, there was some controversy about nudity. For the past 2 years, topless people, and even Jeff was asked to put on some clothes. We'll be right back with that.
This Your Family Today tip is brought.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if someone asks whether nudity is acceptable in San Francisco, what should I tell them? Should I say it's okay?
Absolutely, yes. It's completely acceptable.
But do you have to wear like a thong or like?
You don't have to wear anything. You could just go outside naked.
Okay. That's I thought I was hearing that the ordinance or something said that they were.
Well, yeah, but what's that mean?
Is it like not enforced?
I don't know.
It's only one way.
So you're urging people to be activists without quite knowing whether or not they'll take the brunt of the risk.
Look, people are free people. They can do what they want.
Yeah, but I want to know what the risks involved are. Like,
right.
Will I go to federal rape you in the butt prison?
Right.
No, you won't go to federal prison, and you won't even go to state prison unless you get 2 consecutive convictions for public indecency. Otherwise, it's a county jail maximum and $1,000.
So there's still the possibility of being locked in a cage for being without. See, that's the negative thing that always gets me. That it's like you have to do something. You have to put clothes on, or else it's illegal. Like the natural state is illegal, and like you have to remedy that.
That's an interesting point.
Well, what we need to do is just get more events where you can be nude. Like the Folsom Street Fair was this big thing, and then it expanded to another event, the Door Alley Festival, and you can be naked there and have sex in public, and so yeah, and you just need more of that.
That was so hot. I could not believe how amazing it was to be in real life. I mean, I've seen pictures of the Folsom Street Fair, and anyone out there, if you're an adult, can Google it, but it's like to be in real life and see sex acts happening, naked people out in the streets, like it's like another world. It's sort of like what PorcFest offered me, where it's this vision of another world that could be, you know, if everyone just agrees on this one set of principles. Well, this is like what could be if everyone agreed that, well, like, we don't need clothes. Come on. That's
it's people naturally grouping too. It's like some people don't want that, so they wouldn't live in San Francisco. Like, so it's just not a problem, because if your group is voluntary, then you're not going to be forced. Like, no, you have to look at naked people. Like it's everywhere, or like, no, you can't because it's banned. It's like, well, just move to a place where the values match yours.
Yeah, go to Canada.
Yeah, go to Berkeley.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
Wait, is Berkeley uptight?
Oh, I don't know. It's not San Francisco.
Yeah, but I've been looking at Oakland too.
You have?
Yeah, Oakland. It's activismville. There's activism going on there.
Wait, like outside of LA?
No, it's across the bay from San Francisco. It's like a 15-20 minute train ride.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, can you be nude on the train?
Good.
Probably not legally. You can, you know.
Physically able.
I saw a really hot video of some guys fucking on a train the other day.
Was it that train, or?
It wasn't that train, but it was a train. It looked like it was Eastern Europe.
Ah, I know what video you're talking about. No, I'm just kidding.
On the right
well, I would hope you would, but yeah, they were doing it, and then they didn't get caught. They got off the.
Sorry, what was that story, babe? I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted you to know that we were coming back.
Oh yeah, so I was telling Joe that I actually saw a pretty hot video of two guys fucking on a train, and in the train station, and they started out all hidden and stuff, but then they just got more and more public, and then yeah, they didn't get caught.
Nice.
They ended up exiting the train and going home.
Yay! Why didn't you send me this video? I'd like to see this.
I think I might have sent it to you. Why didn't you watch it?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Okay, maybe I just didn't get that message yet.
No, I didn't. You're right. I'll send it to you.
Good. Yeah, come on. Don't leave me out of this stuff. I want to see people fucking on a train. And we can share it with our listeners, too. We can even put it in the show notes.
Well,
So-
I think if you had just subscribed to notifications from my Pornhub channel, then you would have gotten that.
Oh, ooh, you're right. Well, I did just get your message, as our listeners probably heard, the little, like, Facebook bloop. And I want to take this time, since we are in the last segment, this is the redemption in the final act, where I want to plug all of the episodes are now up at flamingfreedom.com. So if you want to check all the past episodes, everything is now updated.
And everybody has to watch the PorcFest episode. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Well, you can't watch the PorcFest episode, unfortunately.
Well, listen.
90 seconds, yeah, but it was recorded. The audio was recorded, and the things that happen in between breaks are gone forever. So that's just in the memory hole. But do enjoy the episodes that are posted there. There was something else I wanted to. Oh yeah, Africa. Thank you to everyone who donates bitcoins to make this show air in Africa. You know, that's really awesome. You can kick some bitcoins that way at lrn.fm, because I think that's special. You know, we got listeners there who reach out and do message the Facebook page. So thanks, guys. That's just it's amazing to me that we could have a conversation continents away, and it makes me feel more connected with you and the world. So thanks for making that possible. LRN.FM. So okay, finally, this Chelsea Manning story is crazy. Have we heard this yet? She's facing solitary confinement. Did we talk about this during the show? I think
over
during break.
They talked about it on Free Talk Live a little bit.
Yeah, but we only talked about it over a break, right? We didn't actually talk about it on the show. I don't even know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
We didn't talk about it, no.
Harassment.
What's it sound like? Harassment?
Like they're just trying to figure out excuses to make her life difficult. I mean, because you're going to put someone in solitary confinement over toothpaste.
Yeah, what was that about? What was Free Talk Live saying about it? Mark usually has this stuff figured out. Well, first here's a news story from The Guardian.
Could face indefinite solitary confinement for having violated prison rules for possession of prohibited reading. Manning, once known as Private Bradley Manning, is serving a 35-year sentence in Kansas for providing hundreds of thousands of documents and videos to WikiLeaks. But now her attorney says Manning faces another punishment, this time for allegedly possessing items that included a Vanity Fair magazine with Caitlyn Jenner on the cover and expired toothpaste. She says Manning's alleged infractions include attempted disrespect and possession of prohibited books and magazines. Manning, who was born as a man but identifies as a woman, is serving her sentence at an all-male military prison. She will face a 3-person disciplinary board on August 18th.
Did they say attempted disrespect?
Yes, they.
Yeah, what?
That's a crime. You can't even attempt disrespect. Don't even try it. That in
like
itself.
The breadcrumbs or something?
Huh?
I thought she was sweeping breadcrumbs, and that was a sign of disrespect, is what I heard on Free Talk Live.
No, I don't know anything about that. Should we go into the story? I'm just reading it fresh for the first time. Chelsea Manning, U.S. Army soldier serving 35-year military prison sentence for leaking official secrets, has been threatened with indefinite solitary confinement for having an expired tube of toothpaste in her cell and being found in possession of the Caitlyn Jenner Vanity Fair issue, according to her lawyers and supporters. So what do we make of this?
Yeah.
That's what it was. By sweeping food onto the floor during dinner chow. So these are her crimes. Showing disrespect, displaying disorderly conduct by sweeping food onto the floor, and having kept prohibited property, that's books and magazines, in her cell, and having committed a medicine misuse, referring to the tube of toothpaste.
Right, because it was expired toothpaste.
Yeah, so it's a dangerous toothpaste. She was putting everyone in danger by having this toothpaste when it had clearly expired.
I'm always surprised, like, you would think once they get her in jail for 35 years that they would just be like, okay, like, we won, like, jail for 35 years, but they don't. They keep going with it. And do they not think it will get out, or they do not care that it's going to get out? Are they just that sadistic that they have to keep harassing this person? Like, it's not enough?
Well, who is doing that? I mean, you say they, but, like, who is? Is this the?
I'm wondering, is it the individual guards? Like, are they the psychos that are just like, oh, I'm gonna, are they that sadistic that they get this job in order to torture prisoners?
Well, I haven't been in prison, but I wouldn't think that individual guards could make a decision about charging someone with disciplinary proceedings. So I don't know, maybe some kind of bureaucrat.
I mean, I would think their recommendations would, like, who observed her pushing who is the disrespect towards? If she's only having interaction with guards, I don't know.
What would the approved magazines in a military prison be?
That's a good question. I wonder if that's actually a violation.
Army Today, of course.
Straight up lie.
Yeah. I know when I was in jail, I was only allowed to have 3 books at a time. And people would send me books in the mail. And so the guards who would intercept your mail before you receive it would say, you have to give up a book. We know you already have 3, so you have to donate 1 to the jail. You're not allowed to keep it. And you can't pass your possession. You can't pass your property on to another person. You're prohibited from doing that as well. So you can't gift it to someone else in the jail. But fortunately, either they were too dumb or just intentionally looked the other way, because I did gift my books to the other inmates. I didn't want the jail to have them. But yeah. So Chelsea Manning, I don't know. I feel bad. She's got.
You know, come to think of it, Caitlyn Jenner hasn't actually said anything about Chelsea Manning in public, right?
No. They're transgender. They're both transgender. So Chelsea was probably like, oh, yay, look, this is mainstream in the news. This is historic. I want to save this. And the guards will probably look the other way because, you know, whatever. It's just an innocent piece of paper. But no, she finds herself facing solitary confinement now. And I wonder what that means for her life before this. Like, is she not in solitary confinement? I sort of thought she was. Is she in general population with other inmates? I mean, I hear Ross gets to teach college courses and SAT prep and stuff.
I wonder, is that a form of abuse or torture in that, to be housing someone who identifies as a woman in general population with men? Or is that, I don't know how prisons, are they segregated?
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Well, it's weird to me that they're even segregated at all. Like, why are bathrooms segregated? Why are showers segregated?
In the jail, I don't know if it was
some bathrooms aren't.
Right. I don't know if it was a chicken or the egg thing, Stephen, but it seemed like in the jail it was almost necessary. Like, the guys and the girls had to stay separate. There was so much pent-up rage and aggression in these guys that I was with that I just imagine bad things happening if they were intermixed with the ladies. Like pregnancy.
Yeah, bad things happen between guys because there's pent-up rage?
Well,
yeah, but it doesn't usually end up in births.
I was going to say, you mentioned that, Stephen. Aren't the California prisons all rigidly segregated by race for supposedly that reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are segregated by race.
Yeah, because I saw some kind of documentary on Al Gore's old TV channel about it.
Al Gore's TV channel? What?
Yeah, Current TV.
TV.
My mind was blown by it because I was just, why are they segregating them by race? Are they just, is there so much risk of violence, or are they racist, or what's the story there?
Divide and conquer.
Hey, thank you, Nathan, for calling in from Texas. Steven Zeiler hosts freetalksf.com weekday mornings. You can follow and subscribe at freetalksf.com. Also, check out Joe Jarvis's book at joejarvis.me. He writes blog posts there. And you can also buy his book in Bitcoin and on Amazon. Check out my movie, Victimless Crimes Free, and we'll be with you next week. This has been Flaming Freedom. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight.
So much fun.
FlamingFreedom.com.
I've been told no in many different
Yeah, it's
ways.
me. Well,
Hey, Derrick, I tried to send you a link on Facebook, and it was blocked by Facebook Messenger.
What?
The porn link?
The porn link was blocked.
Wow.
So I put it in the show chat.
I guess I'm not old enough for that. Okay. I'll use the link you sent me in the chat. Thank you very much, and thank you to our listeners. So see you, everyone. We'll be with you.